On behalf of all agencies that have responded or contributed to this incident in any way, we extend our sincere condolences to the families and friends affected by this tragedy. We are committed to working with our federal partners to do everything we can to bring closure to those impacted by this incident, and we appreciate your patience as we continue moving forward through this process. Officials from multiple local agencies, the National Transportation Safety Board and the Federal Aviation Administration have worked tirelessly around the clock to continue recovery efforts at the site of a small jet crash at Percy Priest Lake that occurred Saturday morning. Crews have pulled several components of the aircraft from the waters, including human remains. At this time, the Rutherford County Medical Examiner's Office is working with the immediate family members to help identify the victims. Some of the family members of the seven passengers on board who have been presumed to be deceased have issued statements, and I'm now going to read those on their behalf. Elizabeth Hanna, wife of Brandon Hanna and daughter of Gwen Laura. The 7 Remnant Fellowship leaders lost yesterday, including my husband and my mother, were some of the finest, most righteous and loving people I have ever known. I want the entire world to know that my mother, Gwen Shamblin Laura, was the kindest, most gentle, selfless, loving mother and best friend to me and my brother. Her actions and words changed thousands of lives for the better, and her message of loving God with all your heart will live on forever and ever and continue to change lives for all eternity. My beloved husband, Brandon Hanna, took on the message of love for God first, and he was truly one of the most selfless and loving spouses and fathers on the planet. The whole world needs to know that for those who have lost hope, they will find hope and peace and love in the message poured out from Remnant Fellowship, and these amazing 7 leaders will go down in history as some of the finest Christians anyone could ever meet. Even one righteous man in this dark world is an astounding phenomenon. It impacts the world. It changes the world. That was a quote from Gwen Laura's words from her book, History of the One True God, Volume 3. The next statement is from Michael Shamblin, son of Gwen Laura. On behalf of my family and I, we want to thank all the law enforcement and first responders who helped with this horrible tragedy. My family is just asking for prayers at this time, and we hope everyone who was affected, especially the children of the other passengers, know that they are very loved, and we hope to take special care of their needs in these coming years. My mother was a very special person, and her memory will definitely remain for a very long time, as she has a place in millions of people's hearts around the world through her work with the Way Down Workshop. Joe Laura was such a wonderful husband to my mother, and he will be missed. Thanks again to all who have helped us and these families during this difficult time. The final statement is from Ashton Martin Jost, daughter of David L. Martin and Jennifer Martin, and Diane McCord, Jennifer Martin's mother. Ashton Martin Jost and Diane McCord, on behalf of the family of David and Jennifer Martin, want to express their gratitude to the rescue personnel, police, investigators, and Rutherford County authorities assisting with this tragic incident and the investigation, including those they met with last night. They also want to thank everyone who has reached out with prayers and well wishes. So that's the conclusion of the statements from the family. We just want to say, as a reminder to anyone in the area who plans to come to this area tomorrow, we realize that it's a holiday weekend, but the Lamar Hill boat ramp does remain closed, as does the Fate Sanders recreational area. So people need to stay out of those areas. Civilian boaters are strongly encouraged to avoid those areas, as well as those areas that are marked with public safety boats. And any questions regarding the investigation need to be remitted to the National Transportation Safety Board, as they have taken over today. They have representatives on site today. And I do have Captain John Engel. He's our incident commander for the day. He is available to speak to you now about operations of today and then the ongoing operations tomorrow. Captain Engel.
John Engel, Captain, Rutherford County Fire Rescue. I became incident commander approximately 1 a.m. this morning. Recovery operations continued overnight. Watercraft conducted searches along the banks and on the surface of the water until approximately 10 a.m. this morning. Rescue teams from Rutherford County Fire Rescue Metro Nashville Office of Emergency Management, Metro Nashville Police Department, and the Wilson County Emergency Management began dive operations. Numerous aircraft components have been recovered during these operations. FAA and NTSB officials are currently on site and are processing the scene. We continue to ask recreational boat traffic to remain clear of the area between Lamar Hill Boat Ramp and Weekly Lane Bridge. The TWRA and Army Corps of Engineer Park Rangers will be assisting in securing those areas. We will not be conducting operations overnight due to safety of responders. We'll resume recovery operations in the morning.
Does anybody have any questions for Captain Inkle? Okay, can you come back up?
I wanted to ask how you plan on getting that plane out of the water. Is there any plans to bring a crane in or anything?
The plan now is to work over the next couple of days to remove the remaining wreckage.
Any idea how you might do that?
We'll probably use some lifting capabilities, either a crane or airbags.
Do small planes like this one carry any kind of black box?
That'll be a question for the NTSB. I'm not familiar with that.
Can you talk about some of the parts that were recovered today?
No, ma'am. Everything will be referred to NTSB for that.
So you can't say if the plane has been taken on shore?
We're still working to recover the plane.
Has the exact impact location been identified yet?
No, ma'am.
Any witnesses report seeing
I wasn't involved in the investigation portion of that.
Are your crews finding right now any challenges?
Percy Priest has very low visibility for the divers, so it's very time consuming to work through the black water, as we would call it.
I know that you had mentioned that the enemy is working with family members. Have they been able to positively identify any remains yet, or no? That will also be part of the investigation. Those questions will be answered by NTSB. I know you had mentioned that you don't know if there's a black box. Are there any kind of recordings in the plane leading up to the moments that will give any kind of indication?
So all of the questions regarding the investigation are actually going to have to go to the National Transportation Safety Board. So once this conference is over with, I will be happy to give you their contact information to ask those questions. But we can't answer any questions regarding the investigation, the plane, anything like that right now.
And can you just talk about tomorrow? You know, we're going to stop tonight, but then tomorrow pick up. What resources are you going to resume using again?
All of the resources that we currently have on site, we're going to continue to work with them.
So divers, things like that.
Divers and yes, absolutely. The agencies that have been on scene the last couple of days.
At what point will you make the decision to sort of pull back on some of those resources?
It won't be our decision. Again, that's an NTSB question.
Do we plan to hear from them sometime tomorrow? Do you know?
That's unclear at this point, but obviously if there's going to be some type of statement from MTSB, either we will be in contact with you all or they'll be in direct contact with you all. And we will send out a follow-up release after this news conference with most of the same information, but it will also have that contact information for the NTSB for you all. And if I do not have your email address and you're not on our current distribution list, please see me and we'll get you on there.
About how many people are involved in recovery efforts?
We have probably somewhere around 100 people on scene at any given time conducting the recovery operations. So if that's all the questions, we're going to go ahead and conclude. We appreciate you all very much. Thank you for helping us to get the message out about keeping the boaters out of the area. You have really spread that message, and we've really had a lot of cooperation, so we appreciate that.